Hello. Welcome to the Comic Panel, your Fairbanks show for all things comics and comic-related media. I'm Tailon Russell.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Chawienta.
And today is our theme roundup episode. I believe that's what we were calling it. No, Mortem is what it was. Anyway, we are rounding up. We are taking a jaunt back, if you were, a stroll down memory lane of the theme Morbid Curiosity, which really fits our postmortem. But yeah, so for this theme, we read I Am Not Starfire, Marville,
Yeah.
Ultimate Iron Man, and All-Star Batman and Robin. So
we will fondly reminisce
Yes.
about reading those comics.
Yes.
Is fondly the right word?
Okay, so Jake, you chose the theme.
Yeah.
I did.
And morbidly curious. So, I mean, we went into this knowing that we were going to be morbidly curious about the comic. We're like, we have some inkling that it's not going to be great, but we really need to know how not great it is. And then we start off with my pick, which was I Am Not Starfire.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, you know, it got the internet a buzz, but the internet will go a buzz about anything, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the worst book we read.
Yeah, it was pretty middle road.
Yeah. So best at being not the worst that it is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's almost disappointing, though. I was told Starfire would be a bad parent. I want Starfire to be a bad parent.
Yeah. She kind of, but like...
It's supposed to be that her and her daughter are not connecting properly. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be kind of hypocritical. Like, oh, my mom's so stuck up and she cares about is being pretty. And then by the end realizing, oh, my mom does care about me. But also I'm special. And I have powers. Mm-hmm. So thank goodness. Yeah. Or else my mom might have hated me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that was my biggest problem with that one.
For hating people without superpowers.
Yeah, she's so caught up on superpowers, right? She's not
like she has
fascinated
an
by
on
humans.
again, off again with somebody who has no powers, but whatever.
Who
might
literally
be your dad,
shows up
but whatever.
in the comic. And like, yeah, I can't believe that last like rooftop scene where it's like they never mention really who her dad is, right?
And she doesn't.
But it's implied. Possibly?
Yeah. Oh, do they? I
don't know.
This was like 5 weeks ago. I really don't remember what happened in that.
I think it was like, I think sort of implied. I don't know how much the intentionality was.
I mean, Starfire and him stand there and watch her fly off.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Nightwing, right?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
He's just there.
I mean, if we want to go that direction, I'm like, she's not even curious to know who her father is.
It comes up in flashbacks, right? At least that people were probing Starfire about it.
But she wasn't interested.
I mean, she just kind of lived with it.
Yeah. I gotcha. Yeah. True.
That could have been a really weird plot point, I guess. Who is my dad?
I mean... Well, now I think about it.
But I don't know why the comic... It feels like me too. The comic cast Starfire as like a floozy or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's from the kid or the book.
I do remember thinking, and this might be kind of out of line with what you're saying, but like it was definitely like a choice by the author to not reveal and like kind of try and say like it's weird how much people care about this fictional character's dad.
I can see that.
Like the author was intentionally...
like, why do you, this kind of doesn't matter. Like, some people just don't know who their father is.
I don't see it.
I mean, they didn't make a big deal out about it. On the other hand,
like, this is a medium where 100% of the time you get either your dad's or your mom's power or both.
Yeah.
So it does actually kind of matter.
Or you have to get revenge on your dad or mom or other parental figure because they turn out to be the big bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or in this
case...
That's
also an option.
her dad doesn't have any powers, supposedly. So all her powers came from her mom.
I mean, I am saying it is a choice to have Nightwing stand there on the roof with none of the other
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Titans,
Yeah.
Teen Titans. They're not teens anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with you on that.
So it does feel kind of weird to have a whole comic be like, you know, we're not going to delve into it. It's kind of weird. The media is all gossipy about who my dad is. Doesn't matter. I have my mom. I love her.
Well,
Also, here's this dude. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, that's not a horrible crime. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We all could see what the author was trying to do. And I don't know. Some of us kind of agreed that it felt very for teenagers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, all the school drama, crush drama,
Mm-hmm.
immediately for teenagers, young adults.
Yeah. The fact that they had the final showdown in the football field.
That's the comic's worst crime, is being made for the wrong audience, not me.
Do we remember if there was like any connection with like the creatives for that and the Raven Beast Boy stuff?
It's not the same writer, it's not the same artist, so yeah. No.
Okay. There's something about it. It's like those two things are very like they feel very much like for the same audience.
Yeah, teens.
Yeah. Although I really enjoyed the Beast Boy and Raven.
And then you sort of liked a little bit of the plot of I Am Not Starfire. You said you enjoyed the reconciliation.
Yeah. I felt like overall it had a good message. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big fuss about nothing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Agreed.
I will say, though, if it is implied to be Nightwing is like the father, it does kind of cast him in a poor light that he wants very little to do with.
Yeah.
Let's explore that. Being mad at her mom.
Realistically, unless I don't know, I guess they could have broken up, but like then it's weird how little
we're not going to talk about
the
this.
non-presence of the dad matters.
Yeah,
but
he shows up
weird.
for like one or two scenes, and he's just like, "Hey."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not good. Either way,
like they got a superhero divorce, but they're still on the same super team. Like, what are we?
Oh man,
wait,
weird.
Wouldn't they be called like the young adult Titans? You know
are they young adults though? If her
Titans.
kid is like going to high school,
they're like
middle-aged Titans. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking of the Fantastic Four book that I always think of. I remember. I just don't remember. Unstable.
Molecules?
I think that's it. It's the one where they're just like regular people, sort of.
Yeah, I think
like
you mentioned it before.
Suburban drama. Yeah, it's weirdly good. That's what I need. I need them to be as horrible regular people as possible. Who cares about superheroes? Yeah, for a superhero comic, it's actually it makes sense why they're like, and then she has powers. Because they gotta have that, right?
Yeah.
We don't care about the non-power having people. Get out of here, Nightwing. That's why you get one scene.
But it was interesting when you guys brought it up, when we were reviewing it, because you were like, it almost seems like the message is you have to be special.
I mean, if you spend the entire book being like, I don't think my mom will love me because I'm not special. I don't have these powers that she, like, keeps getting a big deal about, these expectations. I can't meet these expectations. And then the comic is like, but what if you could meet those expectations? Then you're good. It's like, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you won't have powers.
I mean, she doesn't have any, like, other... special abilities is not the right word, but, like, I mean, it would be a different comic, but, like, she doesn't have any, like, other, like, interests or, like, things that would come in a neat way to
that's a big problem, right?
Darkfire? What's her...
Blackfire.
Starfire's Blackfire.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, you're at the end of the comic. You need to
do
defeat
something.
Blackfire. What are you gonna do? Get powers, I guess. But that's the only way it could end.
Although, if you think about it too, wouldn't it be just as bad if it ended up that like, oh, they all died? It's like, you didn't.
We can solve Tailon
as
as a non-superhero. You can solve problems without powers. I mean, I'm saying, kick a soccer ball in her face.
Yeah. Something like that. Or
believe
like
in the
she
Teen
makes-
Titans hard enough that they break out of their chains and help me. I do think there's other ways they could have done it. That's my main thing with it.
Gotcha.
And then we read Marville.
The wonderful, spectacular, amazing, awesome Marville.
That was Cody's choice.
Yes.
He knew.
And he's not here to defend himself. So we are going to roast him.
For all we know, it could be his new favorite book.
Oh, it just
Unless you read that unless you heard the episode.
Yeah.
Just gaslighting.
I'm not going to throw him under the bus.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's very avant-garde. It's a comic that becomes not a comic by the end of the comic.
Yeah. You know, it's
he was very ahead of his time.
Yeah. I mean, what you could say is it really had a message that
it's
it really
satire, right?
Really,
so it's
it was
satire,
too
so it
much
had a
about
meaning.
something.
Too much about something.
If you ignore 40% of the comic's run, it was really about too much.
You mean they put too much into it? Whoa.
They were just so.
And then the
full of
last issue
ideas.
is just, please sell us your ideas. Please sell us your ideas.
But no, the point is that its point was so profound that no one would be able to accept it, so no one would buy it.
The last issue is literally, an ad for like, oh, you think you can come up with a better idea? And then the issue before that is being told like a recap of the story that we had to go through. And then being like, it kind of sucks. Nobody would ever buy this comic. And being like, you don't know that, comic book executive. I made a comic.
And then the comic executive's like... Oh,
but the comic book executive is also the person who wrote this, right?
Oh, fair. I guess, yeah.
It's weird. Bad idea.
It's a
Bad
comic that is
execution.
a satire of a subject that it seems to hate. It seems to hate its own existence.
Yeah.
What a sad comic. Although, we never, the first issue or that iconic cover of him on the fence.
Yeah.
We never get to see that scene.
No.
I was looking forward to seeing that scene.
They didn't even make any reference to Smallville. Disappointment.
Yeah, that's what drew Tailon in. The problem
That's the worst part.
they didn't even make fun of Smallville.
Oh man, no! What was weird to me as I was reading it was a lot of in the beginning. They were like, "Yeah, Spider-Man's like a chump, and Batman's like I don't know,
Weirdly racist.
something like that." Yeah, or no,
Everybody
Superman.
has some problem.
Well, it was just the way that they like downplayed those stories as if it was like, oh, it was stupid, like it's a dumb story. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they kind of act like there's no redeeming qualities to any of these properties.
Yeah, there's just like, so the creator obviously think people who read comics are dumb, and the comic industry is dumb. But then nobody stopped to ask him, like, then why do you want to make
What
a
do you
comic?
want then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want us to stop making comics? Do you want us to make better comics?
I just want to make money. That's
Which, I mean, makes sense. He was a former, like, tax person or, like, tax lawyer. So, I mean, like, it makes sense. The money is high on his priorities.
Just
but,
make
like,
a cool comic about making a lot of money then. Actually, to be fair, he totally does. He makes lots of money, right? Because he keeps stopping those muggings, among other
they
things.
just hand out money. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you stop crimes, that is how that works.
So the criminals steal money. The cops, or he stops them. The cops are like, oh, well, the money that the criminals stole, here you go.
Well, half the time it's like his dog stopping them, right?
Oh, that's true.
It's the worst.
That's true.
Yeah, and it's you don't have to wait till they go to trial and get a conviction. Nope, they just hand it to you on the street.
It's a comic book. You people are taking it too seriously.
Oh, and
Clearly, we're the problem.
And did we forget to mention that was the first 2 issues?
And then it becomes biblical /science /history anthropology, but also it hates anthropology, calls them a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, it's a debate about.
Kind of hates everybody. Like, who's good?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nobody except that guy, whose name I'm
And the pretty ladies
Jack?
that we put on the cover.
No, I mean more like the author of the book is clearly the only person who's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. I see some self-doubt in that comic, especially towards the
yeah.
end when it stops being a comic. Those pages where they just don't panel, they don't finish the art. It's just the script pasted on it.
Oh.
I think it's super interesting, though. Like, it's fascinatingly bad. Not enough to, like, be pleasant in reading.
Yeah, no.
It's still unpleasant reading, which also is kind of rare.
I can't believe they just didn't delay it.
Like, yeah, he's the dude in charge.
He had a bet to finish.
Oh, and it was so close. 3
Do you think
issues
he
in
didn't finish the script? And that's why they're like, we just got to keep going. Once you finish the script, we'll just paste it on top. Yeah. I don't think that guy should write.
No. I think he should try harder.
I think he should illustrate his own comics. Then he can really learn all the ins and outs of the process.
True.
Well, since he thinks he can write a better comic book than the writers that he is employing, obviously the next step is I can draw a better comic than the artists I'm employing.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it.
I can hire better artists than the artists that I'm employing.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah. It was my biggest problem with that comic. Well, okay, I guess it is 2 things.
It's plenty.
Yeah, there's a lot. But I was like okay with the comic, the first 2 issues. I was like, hey, this is pretty funny. I get behind these things. But then it changes the art so bad. And I was like, I can't. I have to sit through this art, and I can't.
Okay,
I don't know
Tailon. Maybe we had a different experience. Because I read it, the first 2 issues, and I was like, okay, I get what this is doing. Still pretty unpleasant to read. But yeah, I didn't find any part of it really that funny.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm sorry, I just don't find dog farts that funny.
Yeah, it's not particularly funny. I mean, like, I was laughing at it, but not in the way that it intended. You know what I mean?
I think I gasped out loud at one point. There's some point where I just went, oh my god. It keeps going.
See, for me, it was like reading all of these, like seeing all these references to things that I had no context for. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like, I was laughing at it in the way you laugh
video.
at like super early sci-fi, where it's like, I can't believe that's what they thought the future was going to be like.
You're being very silly.
Yeah.
Comic book.
Like, man, we really thought AOL was going to take over the world. Nope, not what happened.
Oh, man. Yeah. I like that. That was fun.
It's very much a time capsule.
Yep.
You just
You're still selling minutes of the internet on CDs? That was weird.
Yeah.
That almost sounds dystopian, but it's in the past.
Yeah, we never do that now. You just pay a subscription.
Oh yeah.
For everything.
That's fair.
Okay, and then after that was Tailon's pick.
Yeah. I
Because
kind
you
of
like the Ultimates so much.
Oh, you still have stuff to say about Marville?
Yeah.
What do you guys say?
I just like on top of them like changing the art, like it as we said, it was like it turned into a debate about the creation and like this God, not God.
It hates science. It hates religion. It just seems to kick dirt over everybody.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what this guy is doing. I honestly, there were parts where I was like, where's this guy sit on the religion? Like,
I see it made you think.
I was like, is this guy supposed to be a Christian? Like,
it's a real noggin scratcher.
I think I looked it up. I think I don't know if he is currently a Catholic, but I think he came from that kind of background.
If he's Catholic, that explains the self-deprecation.
I do recall he tried to sell his own translation of the Bible, so that's not like super surprising.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's not good.
If it was in comic book form.
I don't know if we can read that at that point.
His perception, I would not.
I feel like that's what he kind of did in this book. where they're exploring evolution, but it's totally not how evolution works.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
AKA the first man.
Oh, God, that's right.
Yeah.
With also its terrible explanation of time travel.
That was pretty good. We'll know when to stop when these little guys have evolved, because that's what happens. Even though they're
also in the time machine.
Yeah, that was a bit... I didn't get it.
I mean, I get it.
That's
it's
also
dumb.
not how evolution works.
It went over my head.
He didn't... Yeah. Okay, was that your...
Yeah, that was it.
Those are 2 points.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
You remember a lot more about it than me, but I'm like, this is slowly jogging my memory. I'm like, I've been blocking this out for a reason.
Why? I mean, it's such, like, good life lessons that were learned there of it really is that bad.
You know, I'm glad I know now that it's that bad.
There's a reason why we can't buy it.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to tell that it was that bad without having read it.
Yeah.
I think it gave a little bit of the vibes with that cover.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't prepare me for what was inside.
Mm-hmm.
At least, like, I can understand for the first 2 issues why you go with that cover.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are, like, comic readers are dumb. You just bought this because it had a almost naked lady on it. How dumb are you guys? But then when you move on to, like, I'm going to tell you how evolution really works. Like, why are you still keeping...
I'm being tricked into buying this.
Scantily clad women on your cover. What's the point?
Yeah.
The women aren't even in the book.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm being tricked.
It is like it is an onion of like just bad decisions, and every time you peel back a layer, there's just more bad decisions.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
I could talk about this all day.
All right. Do you want to continue? We can move on.
I mean, we don't feel as strongly about Ultimate Iron Man. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Ultimate Iron Man, the comic written by Orson Scott Card, I believe is his name.
Every time I hear Orson, I think you're going to say Orson Welles, which is not correct.
Yeah. That's supposed to be related to Harrison Wells? Or am I thinking of someone totally different?
No, Orson Welles is the old actor, director, filmmaker.
Oh, yeah, no.
Also did some stuff with radio.
Okay. Yep.
Was he the War of the Worlds guy?
I didn't catch that.
Was he the War of the Worlds guy?
Yes, and then also Citizen Kane.
Oh,
I gotcha. Okay.
And now he wrote a comic book. Nah.
Yeah, so Orson Scott Card, the author of Ender's Game. And so, yeah.
All around questionable guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the comic book
just
itself...
kind of a weirdo, but...
I don't remember that much of it.
He's blue for a while.
Yeah.
He's blue.
Yeah.
Has trouble... Yeah, okay. They create that thing. Can't pierce skin.
Yep.
It's also...
Like a liquid armor.
Also, brain is everywhere, including his butt.
Yeah.
That's how the baby's born. The brain's everywhere. That's why we don't give him a big head, but he is still smart, believe us.
Which causes him to be in pain when stuff touches him, except it shouldn't do that because your brain technically can't feel... It itself can't feel pain, but whatever. Comic. Move past it.
Fun.
If my brain was everywhere, I'd be losing so many brain cells.
Right.
Every time I bumped into a chair.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, because you wouldn't get the weird super armor that is exclusively for the Starks, I guess.
Burn his legs off. That's like school bullying to the new level.
Wow, that was wild.
I mean, actually, yeah, I guess kudos to them for going full.
But just like, you have to ask them. It's like, what did you think you were doing? Like,
okay. The bullies are like, they told, whoever put us up to this told us that he wouldn't burn. It's like, we're gonna find out that this man doesn't burn or not. I mean, he's a kid still.
So, like, I understand they're getting paid, but, like, let's say that was true and he wasn't going to get burned. What are they doing it for?
To bully him.
It's not going to... It's not going to do anything.
It's like pretending to punch you in the face. You just hold it up to their face. And you go, almost got you. Almost burned you alive, but not really.
It's like, okay, and?
I don't think those are equal.
That's kind of the main plot, right? All the women die.
And then there's, you get kicked out of there. So you go to the secret government school for all the...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not gifted, but like...
The worst.
Kind of gifted, I guess.
That school is more dangerous than the school they were previously in.
Yeah. Oh, way more. Yeah. Also because there's like a child psychopath that they're just letting run free.
They're like, oh man, he told us that the kid fell off the ledge because he thought he could fly. He told us that, so I guess, man, I don't know if I believe him, but yeah, that's the thing. They literally know. They're like, I don't believe him, but what can we do?
Yeah, I guess I just don't believe that Howard Stark was like, well, what else can we put him? I mean, this is the safest place for him. Like, I don't believe
I don't know if he needs to be safe at this point. Well, everybody else is not safe.
It'd be more like, oh, we need to protect him from everyone else. It's like, protect everyone else from him. There you go. And I'm like, I don't necessarily believe if that's where his thought stopped.
Yeah, we're not gonna expose him to the general public because he might hurt the general public. We're gonna expose him to the children we believe are the most gifted and that we really want to nurture.
Right. It's like, why don't you just send him to Antarctica?
Let's put the snake in the genius school. You know? It might bite them, but at least it won't bite the general public. It's just dumb.
Yeah. So I think overall the comic was all right.
It was just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
It just felt really silly and weird. Mm-hmm. Not silly. It was darker than that. He got his legs burned off.
Foolish.
I mean, yeah, these bad things happen, but none of them matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. The whole blue thing, the fact that it just goes away partway through, and we're like, so he was just blue for a bit.
Well, so like, he has the blues to protect him, but then they figured out how to make it a different color. Yeah.
Real struggle he went through.
Yeah.
I mean, we never see the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but man, don't you love, he started drinking at an early age.
Somehow the comic is like a prequel, but also really slow and not really about Iron Man. It feels like, I guess it's a lot about his dad.
It's about Tony Stark before he became Iron Man, which I guess for a prequel is fine. But, like, usually a prequel introduces things and, like, explains things about a character from, like, when they become Iron Man. But then, like, none of the changes that they made
will ever matter.
Anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Other than setting up evil villain child who framed his father for murder.
Oh, yeah, because they call him Obadiah. Honestly, his dad deserves death just for that.
He's abandoned in prison and then dies. Mysteriously. I just love this small genius child, like, coming up with these schemes. Like, I want to see more of that kid, actually. How did he plan out his father's murder? And then he did, like, the most generic thing of, like, planting evidence of Howard Stark there. And they're like, it's really obvious this is planted, but we still are going to bring you to trial.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then Howard, like, even before that, they were in the elevator, and he plucked a hair off of Howard. And he's Howard was like, he's going to use that for something. I don't know what. But...
like, punch the child. I don't know.
I know this kid is going to try to frame me, so then when the police ask me why my, longtime rival who stole my wife, stole my company, almost killed my kid.
I can say, I knew that his child was going to frame me.
I'm going to not bring a lawyer, not invoke my right to,
Isn't Howard supposed to be smart?
I'm going to diagram out how I would have murdered my longtime rival and get arrested.
Challenge to solve, says Howard.
How could I have not seen this coming?
That's right, yeah.
That is the whole thing, where it doesn't feel like Tony gets to do much.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to wear his dumb armor at the end that, sinks or something, I don't remember.
It was, giant.
Yeah, the giant version of his armor.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the part where Tony was building his armor. I think that should be the entire movie.
Honestly, I mean, I did appreciate that, he was working on it throughout the years, kind of thing.
I kind of feel like that I mean, I guess that did take kind of center stage.
Mm.
But it kind of came and went. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was a super focus. Like, he'd be mention it and be like, oh, look, I'm working on it. And then other drama would happen.
Yeah, true. It'd just be like...
His best friend.
Man, I did not like the fact that Tony and his father were like, how could you sell the suit? And he's like, oh, don't worry, Dad. I made it so that there was no way he was going to be able to make any use out of it.
They're like, don't worry, we've set up against backstabbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
The general treatment of that character was really weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember his name right now.
James Rhodey.
He's like a common character, right? In the canon.
Yeah. So, 21 Jump Street. You ever seen that?
I know of it.
Yes.
Okay. So the new-ish, with Ice Cube, right?
I recall that.
So he's introducing the whole class, right, of secret agents or undercover agents. And he's like,
yeah,
you are all here because you look like teenagers. Like, you got your jock over here, you got your nerd over here, like, whatever, And it's like, embrace your stereotypes. And me, I'm angry black captain. Because, guess what? I'm angry.
Okay. I wondered how this related to the comic, but...
No, the connection to this comic is
the stereotypes part.
Yes. Yeah.
Where he's like, let's go to KFC.
Yeah.
And they're
legally
like,
distinct
ha.
KFC.
I know of black stereotypes too. Let's bond over that, says Tony.
Oh. Yeah, I did not like that.
But they're best friends now, even though they all just kind of argue.
Mm-hmm.
You never see them being really that close.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that time they almost got murdered together. So at least that's
and then they saved him,
That is a bonding experience.
Bare minimum.
Some might say trauma bonding, but,
Yeah.
They get to go to special school.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they go to the special school together, and I guess in that, 8-year time skip, or however long it was, they became just super great friends.
Yeah. It was weird.
It'd be crazy if we showed that, though. Them getting along.
So, we have this, which is Tony growing up-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a couple of years after this was Iron Man Armored Adventures, which is Iron Man as a teenager. And I think it did it better.
We'll have to find out at some point.
Never saw it.
You never saw it? Oh, okay. I think you might find the CG questionable, but you get past that, it's great.
Okay, that's
Great.
Tailon's recommendation. Skip Iron Man Ultimate or whatever, Ultimate Iron Man, and watch
Iron Man Armored Adventures. It's much better.
When did it come out?
Oh, I don't know.
2000s?
Yeah. I want to say 2008, maybe.
Okay, maybe 2010s almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It was around the time of Spectacular Spider-Man.
People all love the iconic parts of Tony Stark. When he's blue, he has his brain, he gets his legs burned off.
Oh.
The only thing that's relevant to his character that we see is how he develops his addiction to alcohol.
Yeah.
And he does wear the suit in the very last issue and get exploded.
Yeah. But it was such a great comic that it didn't take long for them to undo all of it. And was like, hey, actually, guys, totally different.
Retconned. They're like, never mind, we're not doing this anymore.
So we read the Ultimates, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something like that. Maybe 2 years ago. That Tony Stark is a different, his backstory is different.
Is that the Fantastic Four one?
Same universe, but it's... The Ultimates is the Avengers.
I think we read Ultimate Fantastic Four, and I was just confusing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we read both. But yeah, Ultimates had the weird Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Also block that out.
But yeah, so that Iron Man has a different backstory.
Yeah, this Iron Man was mostly just annoying.
Mhm.
There were weird choices in like, is this canon? Is this what we're supposed to be following? And I don't know, I just didn't really have fun with it.
Yeah. I think that it was an interesting aspect to have like the whole brain everywhere, all in pain, super smart. Like,
But then they kind of don't do too much with it.
yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of interesting problems he would have to deal with.
Mhm.
And then they just kind of solved because we thought about it a lot.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
we don't even get... And there's no consequence for a lot of things.
Mhm.
Like that dude who got mind controlled.
Yeah.
And
Well,
have
he
like...
died.
Yeah, well, he died. And like, they're like,
Oh, yeah, true.
There's no like, oh man, now we can't... I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no consequences.
There's a maid,
he gets
or not a maid.
maimed
The
several
female
times. Doesn't matter.
scientist?
Yeah. It's like, oh.
She also dies, doesn't she? I can't remember.
No. She becomes his, like, surrogate mother.
Yeah, but doesn't she die after that?
I don't think so. Oh, because
Well,
it sounds like she played a really important
Biomom
role.
does die,
Because she was there
but
at the end when he went out and attacked.
Okay, maybe she's there.
Yeah.
How is she? I know that I know the comic is telling me she's his surrogate mother, but like, is she though? Does Tony really have a motherly relationship with her, other than her walking in and being like, your dad would want you to do this?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
clearly Tony is too smart to need mother figures.
Right.
Or father figures.
True.
He already thought of what his dad is yelling at him about.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's not forget he takes over the company now that his father is arrested.
Yeah, that's actually like the one sort of interesting part, right? Like,
yeah,
there's actually consequences, even if it's so dumb. That small child genius is so dumb.
Yeah.
I want to know how he did the murder.
I just want him to get an Iron Man suit and then see Iron Man fighting him. I don't think that ever happens, but...
Well, yeah. Retconned.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And then
we read the most... what would you say? It had it had an all-star cast.
It fit the theme very well. I have been, told about this comic. I've seen scenes from this comic. And then I finally got to read it, and it was just as good as I thought.
It met expectations.
All-star.
I mean, it was...
Batman and
Tony
Robin.
said it in the episode. It was the reason for the season. I had heard about this book for years, and...
Morbidly curious.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's like, man, it sounds like this sucks. I don't want to just read it on my own, because then, I need to subject other people to this, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, if I watch a bad movie, I'm just alone watching a bad movie, having a bad time.
Then I wasted my time.
Yeah.
But if I can make fun of it with other people, then it's like a positive experience.
We really, and by we, I mean I almost chose that comic, and then I found out you had chosen it. I should have chosen Batman Odyssey, but also, that would have been the worst. That would have been so hard to read.
Man. I mean, harder to read than All-Star Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
yeah.
Geez. There's a great scene where Batman hands a gun to Robin because he says, I can't have this. I might hurt someone. And then Robin is like, I can tell why people pick up guns. The power this is giving me. It's so good. Yeah. That's all I can remember from it. It's pretty good. This one is just Robin being traumatized, right? Sorta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he becomes the
Parents
traumatizer
murdered.
when he almost kills a man. Called the
Parents
Green Lantern.
murdered, kidnapped, starved, not allowed to go to his parents' funeral, dressed up, made fun of when he does make his own suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Gets thrown against the wall.
Almost kills Green Lantern.
Yeah. When he gets thrown against the wall when he almost kills Green Lantern.
I mean, Batman just pushes everybody against a wall. Alfred gets pushed against a wall for giving the child a cheeseburger.
True.
Batman can't yell at people. He must physically interact with them.
I must speak in a language they will only understand.
Everybody in this comic is weird about Batman.
Batman is single-handedly the coolest, like the most awesome.
Even
And
Alfred is like that.
Yeah.
He's like dark-eyed angel or whatever he calls him. It's the worst. That page.
Everybody else wishes they were as cool as Batman.
Yeah. There's even copycat vigilantes.
They're copying because he's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's Black Canary.
And Barbara.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
such a weird look into Gotham.
But it is bad in the way that it is technically
amazing.
Like you could derive enjoyment from how bad it is.
Is the Batmobile supposed
art's
to
really good.
fly?
The art's too good for this.
Yeah, that's true. What?
Is the Batmobile supposed to be able to fly?
No. That's usually two different modes of transportation.
It can now. Why doesn't he just fly when trying to get away from the police most of the time then?
Fair.
He spends a lot of time getting the police into accidents by driving wildly.
Yeah.
But it's okay because they're all evil.
Well, okay, but think about it like this. Batman is portrayed as this, like, thrill seeker, you know? He loves the thrill. So why would he fly away? That's too easy.
Bodily harm to every single individual.
Yeah. He shows up on the scene, completely destroys the vehicle that Alfred and Vicky Vale are in, and just
that poor journalist.
And just totally flies away as if they weren't even there. Doesn't even acknowledge them.
He doesn't go visit them in the hospital.
Nope.
He's just like, I know a guy. He'll fix her surgery-wise. What happens if he didn't? I don't think Batman would care.
Yeah.
Him just, like, taunting Superman.
But, you know, if he didn't take care of Vicky, I doubt that she would care. It's Bruce freaking Wayne.
I have a date with Bruce freaking Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think I kind of forgot how much that comic loves Batman and also loves making him horrible.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of the worst.
Yeah.
His number one rule is you cannot grieve or else you might become soft.
Mm-hmm.
And then inflict bodily harm.
Yeah.
That's his two rules.
But then at the end, he's like, oh wait, okay, actually we do need to grieve.
He's like, I did kind of grieve my parents. I had like years and years to grieve my parents.
Yeah.
This child has not.
Mm.
And then since I read the next issue, I know that it just keeps going off the deep end. Like it seems kind of like a resolution there where he's like, okay, you almost killed the Green Lantern kid. You need to calm down. I love bodily harm as much as the next person.
But that was too much.
That was a little intense. You're too strong and powerful. I've taught you too well.
See,
it actually is literally that.
Wow. To me, I was like, this is a great introduction to Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. Because I feel like if they wanted to set up how Dick Grayson grew up to hate Batman, this is it. This is a good start.
Yeah. They're such a good team at, belittling Green Lantern, though.
I mean, hey, what?
What was the point of that? What was the point of them meeting the Green Lantern only to just taunt him?
It's to show how much better at being a superhero Batman is.
Why did they meet him then? Did they want him to quit being the Green Lantern?
No. He called them.
Yeah, but...
Because he was trying to,
He's like, Batman, you need to chill.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you tell me to chill.
Bad.
Yeah.
Because we're not as cool as you, Batman. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's like, I'm here to, kind of grease the wheels. You don't want Superman to show up. I bet Batman would probably be like, oh, yeah?
I can take him on.
Yeah.
I need to see Diana show up.
The origin story of the Batman who beats Superman in the street and only doesn't kill him because he dies first. Except no, he doesn't.
No. Oh yeah, psych. Crazy. Yeah. So this story I didn't realize was connected to the Dark Knight Returns, right?
Yeah. One of those ones.
And Year One.
Which I didn't actually realize Year One was connected to the Dark Knight Returns.
It's the Frank Miller Batman universe.
Yeah.
And you're just stuck in it.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also portrays women very badly.
I was literally just thinking about
Yeah.
Black Canary and
Yeah.
Diana.
Yeah.
Like, Diana's like, men, they're the worst. I hate all men. And then gets pushed around by Superman hitting a wall or whatever.
Yeah.
She's a fragile blade of grass.
Oh.
Crazy how this comic is more objectifying to women than the series that had scantily clad women on the cover that meant absolutely nothing to the plot.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then,
That's a
yeah,
good
you guys didn't read the Catwoman part where she's, I forget how small she is, says Batman.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Thank goodness that Batman was there to rescue Black Canary. Because she wasn't ready for people to shoot at her, apparently, in Gotham after, like, 6 months of stealing.
I just realized, doesn't Black Canary have powers?
Traditionally.
Yes.
They're not showed at all in this comic.
She's good at kicking butt. What more do you want? Batman doesn't have powers.
She absolutely would have stopped those guys from shooting at her, though.
Batman did not need to come in there. All he did was, like, rush around like Sonic the Hedgehog.
That didn't even occur to me till just now.
What did he do? I guess, he exploded everything. I forgot about that. He caught it all on fire.
He set those people on fire and then
like it's a
had
video
sex with
game.
Black Canary.
Yeah.
On the docks.
I know Batman would have been like, whoa, I didn't. She did with me.
She approached me first. I don't approach women.
And then everybody makes fun of the Batmobile in the name, the Batmobile.
Yeah. And he's like, shut up. That was awkward. That was awkward.
He's the worst. I'm the Batman. Eat glass, lawman. I can't ever forget that panel.
Yeah.
He's just like, there's police nearby. I must destroy the cruiser.
Yeah, don't just fly away in your Batmobile plane that's also a boat.
Yeah, I wonder why vigilantes have such a bad rap around here. They keep destroying everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how Jim Gordon can, like, get along with Batman in this comic. That guy's crazy.
Well,
I mean, he is, like, the one good cop, except no, he isn't. He keeps cheating on his wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an important part of his character. You don't get it.
I guess he's good at being a cop.
Yes. Yep. But he also found his soulmate.
He has to have one vice. It makes him more human.
Other than the smoking and the drinking.
True.
Yeah. And then the Joker being the worst. I blocked that out. I forgot about the Joker being in this comic.
Yeah, the Joker is in this. Yeah, working with Nazis.
It's the worst.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that seems like the worst.
Only the one Nazi for sure. I shouldn't slander the Joker too much. He's only working with one Nazi that we know of.
I was like, wow, this is the worst version of the Joker.
He's just so depressing.
Yeah. He doesn't
bring a little
He's got
fun
a weird
into this.
back tattoo, and he's introduced by having sex with a reporter.
No, she's a therapist.
Oh, no, not reporter.
She's an activist therapist
attorney?
lady. Yeah.
An attorney, yeah.
It's one of those things. She does good things.
Yeah.
And that's why she must die.
Yeah, something I need. Something like that.
Yeah, the Joker literally just goes around this entire comic just beating up women or killing them.
Because he also approached Catwoman.
And then beats her up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We didn't read, or at least I didn't read that. So I had no idea.
What? Can't the Catwoman hold her own?
You'd think.
No,
He's
she
too
needs
powerful.
Batman to save her. Because Batman's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it, did it end at that issue, right? There's no issues after that?
I'm pretty sure there might be more.
No, I think that one's the last one that was published. They talked about reviving it in 2011.
It's technically still possible.
Yeah.
That hasn't been canceled, even though that was like 5 reboots ago. Probably more.
All right.
Wait, say that again, Jake.
Yeah, like, no, hasn't been canceled. Allegedly still coming out, even though that was like 5 reboots ago. Probably more.
Yeah.
People are clamoring to find out why the Joker needs to beat up women. It's kind of the
it's a
opposite
bad comic,
problem.
but if you can get people to suffer through it with you, it might be worth it.
Yes. It absolutely would be worth it.
Yeah, I guess, it only respects Batman, and even then it kind of paints him in a bad light.
Yeah.
And then hates everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Which if you think about also the Dark Knight Rises, or not Rises, Dark Knight Returns, it's
one
like,
of them.
Yeah. It's like Batman also paints them in a bad light at that point too. So it's like pretty much the same.
It is consistent, at least.
It's more interesting. I don't know.
The Dark Knight Returns?
One of them. I literally don't remember which one I own.
Okay.
I own the good one, of course.
Well, there's two.
That's the thing.
Year one is also good.
Yeah.
Okay, I also own year one.
Okay. So
also, Dark Knight Strikes Back is the second one, and it is not good, Tailon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you got that.
Wait, what?
There's Dark
Knight Returns, Strikes Back, and then 3. 2 and 3 are terrible.
I just meant the second one being year one, not Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the Dark Knight Returns trilogy.
Oh, no.
There were 2 good ones in that.
No.
Which is not the case.
I didn't even know that there were sequels.
My God,
they're bad.
Yeah. So did you watch the Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie?
Yeah, it's got RoboCop as Batman.
What?
Peter Weller does the voice for Batman. He plays RoboCop.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. I didn't know that. But did that just cover the Dark Knight Returns? Or did that?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, fair enough.
Even though it was in 2 parts for some reason.
Yeah.
There's a difference between being a Batman who's like full of yourself and like questionable morals for the sake of like fixing the city versus a Batman who like, I don't know, is interesting.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going with like the questionable morals are the interesting Batman.
I think I lost my way over there, around there. All I know is this Batman sucks.
Yeah.
He's so full of himself, and the comic seems to validate him.
Yeah.
That's the worst part, I think, is when the comic is like, yeah, he's right. He is kind of cool. And you guys are being mean to him. I do think Diana should fight him and try to kill him.
Yeah.
She's kind of right. This guy's the worst.
Yeah. In the Frank Miller universe, she is actually correct, which is unfortunate.
Oh, wow.
You should actually just murder all the criminals.
Wow.
First the Joker, then maybe the Batman if he doesn't calm down.
Yeah, maybe.
Mostly the Joker.
It'd be like, Gotham doesn't get better over the next 30 years. It's still bad.
You know, there's only so much you can do.
I mean,
humans are corrupt.
It doesn't help that you have a flying rodent as a hero.
Truly his worst crime.
Being a rodent.
We need a comic where Superman and Batman switch places, right?
Oh,
I'm sure that exists. They're like, I'll take on Gotham.
No. That's in Lego Batman.
I haven't seen that.
Maybe.
It definitely is.
Say for sure.
You're saying I need to watch Lego Batman?
Yeah.
I probably do.
I mean, Lego Batman, the movie's good.
Wait, which one are you talking about?
The one with Will Arnett as Batman.
Okay, so that's the Lego Batman movie. I'm talking about the Batman Legos series.
Not familiar.
So
I played some of the video games.
Yes. So
the Lego Batman video games.
Yes. So it's the movies of that same style. So
how many Lego Batman movies did they make?
I want to say something like 4 or 5.
Why?
It's a lot.
Money.
Yeah. But they're good.
I'll believe you.
They're good though.
Okay, they're all good?
Yeah. They're all good.
Well, I'll be the pin.
I don't know about that. Remember who we're hearing this from.
I have never been wrong about my opinion on movies, so.
You're just too gentle of a soul, Tailon.
We're not a
Sometimes
movie
they're
review
really
podcast,
bad.
so we're not going to get into
Sometimes
it.
movies are really bad, and that's okay. Sometimes comics are really bad, and we read, some middling to okay comics for this theme.
Yeah, you can like stuff that's bad.
I love stuff
but
that's
at
bad.
that point, it's not bad.
It's not true.
Oh no, I like tons of stuff that's bad. It's still bad. I just like it.
Sometimes things are more fun than well written. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, the order you would put them in I was about to say of enjoyment, but just what order would you put them in?
Oh, fuck.
I think it's pretty easy.
So I guess from worst to best is how, I guess how I would define worst is...
Who wins worst?
Which is the most unenjoyable of an experience reading. So definitely Marvel is number one. Least enjoyable. Number two, All-Star Batman and Robin. And then three, I think I'd have to say I Am Not Starfire.
So you liked Ultimate Iron Man more. Okay.
Yeah.
So was it Tony Stark? Did Tony Stark get to be Tony Stark enough in it? Or do you think it was just like an okay Iron Man comic?
I think there were some really interesting aspects that they did with that.
Okay.
And I think what did it for me, or like what made I Am Not Starfire like worse in my opinion, is the art. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's just not for you.
Yeah.
Which once again does not mean it's bad art.
Right.
See, he doesn't agree. Okay. What about you, Jake?
Yeah, for
worst
me,
to best.
Obviously Marville has to be at the bottom / top of the list. It is clearly the worst. None of the other comics we read had an unfinished issue in the middle and then begged for your comic ideas at the end. So like that's...
Yeah.
They're not begging, they're challenging you to try and do better.
Yeah.
So then, after that, it's probably All-Star Batman, but I don't know. I feel like at least that wasn't afraid to be bad. Ultimate Iron Man was just like bad, but nothing mattered in it also.
Okay. So is that number 3?
And the art is better in All-Star Batman.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2 and 3 are kind of swappable. And then I Am Not Starfire is just fine.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was like, I least enjoyed, I think, Ultimate Iron Man. I keep wanting to say that, but then I remember the parts of Marville that I'm blocking out, the parts where it stopped becoming a comic. And I think you automatically lose at being a comic if you give up on being a comic. So, of course, Marville, top worst. Then Ultimate Iron Man.
Interesting.
Then I Am Not Starfire. It just was, I don't agree with the choices they went with, but it is a, like, basic building block story. And then I got powers and saved everybody. And then All-Star Batman and Robin.
Interesting. You like that the most? Is that what you're saying?
It's horrible. It's bad. In a really funny way, if I can ignore the Joker parts and the women being beaten.
It's terrible. I love how terrible it is.
I love Batman on the roof going, just laughing and being like, I can't wait to make everybody scared of me. Just like, I can't wait to enact violence. I think that was the part where when...
The commitment to, I'm going to paint the whole room yellow just to dunk on this guy who has
fair.
Like, you are so
weakness.
dumb. I love this. Continue.
And then the cherry on top, I will serve lemonade.
They're so mean to him. They're the worst. It's really good. Although, I don't know, sometimes I get bad comics and I like keep them because they're interesting to have. I don't think I would own any of these. Even like All-Star Batman and Robin. Like, even though the art's nice in some parts, kind of unpleasant characters on purpose. You know, I wouldn't open it up and be like, yeah. I would, however, like to get Eat Glass Lawman framed. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, there is a part of me that wants to own Marvel just to make sure that like
Nobody else.
Marvel, the company, can't get rid of it because like that's the only one of these books they don't sell anymore.
Yeah. You need to protect the general consumer public from reading it, and also make sure that they can read it sometime in the future. It's an important historical document. You allowed this to happen.
I just an aside. We published our episode on Marvel, and we titled it "This is the worst comic ever."
It seems like we kind of agree.
Hold on, let's see the title.
Yeah, it came out in what, like 2001, 2002 ish.
I thought it was like 2004 or something. I don't know. It's in that general area because they're being real weird about AOL.
It's crazy how they put out the worst book of the year, decade,
century,
possibly century, in like year 4.
We're being, we got to broaden our horizons. I know there's worse comics out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, okay, worst comic book published by a major company.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a webcomic or a fan comic that is like objectively worse, but they haven't been making comics for 40 years at that point.
Actually, yeah, the comic I'm thinking of is from the 90s. That's like major writer. Okay. Yeah. We've called it. Worst comic ever.
Yeah. Honestly, you'd be hard pressed to find. In my opinion, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a worse comic.
Majorly published and distributed.
I don't know.
I mean, we read probably one of the worst Batman stories. Just like, obviously there are some other contenders for that. And we can have a lively debate if we ever revisit the series about that, because I'm sure we're all thinking of what our next picks are going to be.
Mm.
But as of like all the books we've read, like throwing back to like Alex and Ada, I hated Alex and Ada. I hated Wanted. But like Marvel will always be worse just because like one of the issues isn't finished and another one isn't a real comic book.
You're disqualified.
Yeah. Okay.
Automatic disqualification.
I'll give you that. I forgot about Wanted. I'll give you that.
There are
Although
worse.
I do still think Wanted is probably my least favorite book of all time. Like I think is personally the worst.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean,
they can't all be winners like Prodigy.
I still think I feel like I'd still say Marvel is worse just because like I don't remember. Well, okay, it's probably recency bias actually.
Yes.
I don't remember being like, oh my gosh, I gotta read this thing.
Tailon, you've done that with so many of the books I've chosen.
the first one I remember, it was Southern Cross, I think, where it was like, I gotta.
They were kind of the worst by a really good artist, which is sad.
Yeah.
I mean, people are always telling me I'm too much of a hater. You got to read it and then come up with your opinion.
And you did.
And I'm always right. I was right. They were going to be bad.
I have yet to be wrong on something I hated on sight and then read.
Yeah.
Do you agree, Tailon, that you're always right?
No.
A rare moment.
Have you
of
been
humility.
surprised by something you thought you would hate and then read it and you don't hate it anymore?
Yes, but it's not coming to my mind right now.
Yeah, I think I remember that happening before.
Yeah.
We just need to broaden our horizons. Mm-hmm. If we think this is the worst,
right? Yeah.
Obviously, we need to be proven wrong.
Oh, but also for the record, Alex and Ada is terrific. Okay.
Alex and Ada, I feel like I don't want to be
dumb.
too. It is very dumb.
It's not badly
There's
made though, necessarily. It's like a comic, and it looks like a comic.
Yes, like it is.
It's just infuriating. I hate the metaphor. This is the wrong metaphor, you guys.
It meets the basics of being defined as a comic. Yes, that is true.
The bare minimum.
But that is sort of the bare minimum.
Hey, this comic is finished. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Give it a gold star.
How many comics can you say have finished?
I'm kind of glad how much some people hate that
Tailon,
comic.
what do you mean?
I'm just glad, we have mixed opinions here. Alex and Ada, despite not being part of this at all,
gets brought up every year.
says something about it. It's divisive. Mm-hmm. You should read it.
Rent free. Literally up here all the time.
It's
when
not
I think
forgettable.
of all the
I don't remember what happens in it other than like
stuff I've read or watched or played.
can't
Alex
go
and
on
Ada
this.
is up here.
Because I'll recite to you like the 2 scenes I can remember from it and like how they annoy me, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't remember a lot of it either. But I feel like I remember the gist.
Do you remember the fuzzy feelings it gave you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what's important.
And that's what they say people remember people by. Is how you made them feel.
I do think All-Star Batman and Robin, I'm going to remember that more than any of these other comics.
Yeah, that's fair.
Crazy.
I'm glad I could recommend this and really bring us all together.
Yeah.
Over this comic.
Last thing I'll say, I should have chosen Batman Odyssey. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
We need it. We gotta do this theme again.
Honestly, this is probably one of the few themes we could probably do again. I feel like. Well, actually,
magic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We try to keep them loose enough,
that's fair.
compared to the next theme.
Oh, yeah.
Other than Roman history, I think we can do most of our themes again.
Yeah.
We can do Roman history again.
We are kind of scraping the bottom.
Even though we totally did. Because we can do Roman history again because we did not stick to Roman history. I did Greek.
Half of the books were not Roman history. That's correct. That is.
We saw the theme and then swerved.
We really did a Marvel on that one. We just changed halfway through.
Yeah. I was like, let's not do Roman history. Let's do future Rome. I really tried to angle for that. It didn't happen.
Tailon hates the Romans.
It's I thought about ancient Rome enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so our next theme is Chawienta.
Plants. Kind of. I try to do botanist.
Books about plants.
Yes.
I wanted kind of a green theme.
There you go.
Let's get into plants.
Oh.
I guess, yeah, it is.
I like that theme. Let's talk about plants.
Let's go green.
Yeah, let's go green.
And then just totally do ecology.
Well, see, if you go, let's go green, I would have said, let's do the Hulk. So.
Oh my God, no. It's not plants.
It is green. But yeah, so stay tuned for all those episodes that'll be coming out. I'm sure they will be a lot of fun. So yeah. This has been Tailon.
I've been Jacob.
And I'm Chawienta.
And y'all have a blessed rest of your day.